So this is a little tutorial for doing this. Giving you a second. Okay. So I got my just make a new folder. I already have it downloaded, so shouldn't be any issue. Extract here. Now, from what it looks like here, it looks like there's not much stuff in here. Now, comparing it from here to such as like Dynasound. Dynasound has, oh, what the heck, it already in its folder, but specifically we're going to look at jsrs. So when you look at this, so say you look at the Panther, extracting it to its folder, it'll look like it has a bin file. Actually, it has a CPP in here as well. So now here's the thing. It's pointing to a folder called tank sounds. So I mean, for example, so if I do search by size, top, it'd be in here. And weapon sounds would be in this PBO right here. And this would contain all the shots for each gun. So say like the Katiba, its shots are here. And for the tail, or such as reflectors, say like a forest, it'd probably use this tail here. Now like a sniper, I think it would probably be maybe this one? Maybe. I don't know. It's really difficult to understand which one he did, because comparing it from this one to the one I did before, it's really different, because I wish it was labeled like this still. Okay, sorry if I blew out yours, but that's kind of how you figure out where to find stuff. Any questions? how to repack everything. That's easy. So, okay, I'm just gonna go back to my one I was currently working on. So I had to separate my extracted folders because it puts in the same directory. So I would extract it here, move into here, so then I have a separate area. So say I want to, since you have PBO Manager, you would use PBO Manager on your right-click menu and pack into PBO, and then you would just paste this PBO back into the add-ons folder, like so. That's the one part of it. Now, one thing that's important, actually, I'm not sure, I gotta ask him. Like, a good basic viewer for, I mean, just to look at, wait, what? Oh, I thought they were getting rid of it. But, just, I mean, you can just, you can export it with Audacity to, try it. Because once you go to Audacity, because I was working on a sound. Oh. Just go to File, Export. And I convert to a WAV first. Because I use Switch Convert. Because it helps. Because you gotta get specifically a certain format. Because with, what is it? Because with the current files, you gotta have it at a 400, not, well, 44/100 hertz. And the files I have are 48,000 hertz. No, you can listen to the file in Audacity. And you can export it as a WAV if you want. But I mean, here if I wanted to export it as something else, I could export it as a OGG or OGG and then set the quality to 10 and then save it that way. I mean, VCL Media Player could listen to that because it opens anything. Okay. Because with JSRS it's really picky, and so is ARMA, because it's got to be all the same. Because actually I was about to put together my sound mod if you want to figure out how it works. know I was working on the MK200, but so okay, so you mean like after you export it and you want to like replace it in here? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I just export it out of Audacity. So the way I get it, because these are in OGG format and all these are WAV format, I use switch convert to help me out. So I want to make all these specifically this format, if I can find it, because the way JSRS has, well, how Lord Jarheads has his files, they're set to be this format, and as far as I'm aware, I can't figure out how to get Audacity to tone it down to that type of hertz. So then I just do that, then convert all these, and then put it back to .ogg. Boy, I can't figure out how to select type. Just select the files, paste it back in, overwrite them. I need to put those in some point, but then I just go back here. Because of PBO manager, I just gotta get rid of that PBO and re-export it, that folder. And then put it back together. And then there I go. And if I go to start it, pretty sure I got it on. So basically, that to put it back in there, to export it as what you want it, you just gotta recompile the PBO and then back in the add-ons folder, since they're all pointing at each other in this directory manually, it will basically use that file in there. So I mean, I already replaced the Kativa sound. From what it was before to that. I mean, that's how I basically did it. And you can get switch convert here. This is what Lord Jar had recommended me to use. I mean, it's the easiest way I can figure out how to compile it the right way. There's also the other resource. Also, I mean, how would you change the reload sounds? It might not look as appealing if it doesn't have the right thing, but so the way JSRS has the reload sounds is in the weapon sounds PBO and under reload it would have all the okay. So this would be the MX reload sound. And then to show it's the same sound, it might sound a little different in game because of certain things. And some other things. Also, in the distance tail, I think this was called, oh no, not that one, distance shot, JSRS which I had put in like pools of sounds. So I just did this. And I forget what exactly it's from. I forget what mission it's from. The damn mission, that's what it's called. Okay. I always like experimenting with this. So, just place me here. I want you to fight each other. I mean, I know there are a bunch of pools together. It's not supposed to like be that composed together. I mean, it almost just sounds like wind. other questions? I mean, this is how I kind of made the MK200, but there was a chirp sound with the spar. I never noticed it. Well, plus I never used the JSR as a sound mod in forever. Yeah, you already had it exported. Do you hear it? I don't hear it. I don't notice it. Are you able to send it over to me in a Dropbox or something? I don't know the chirp you're talking about, because I don't have your file. This is the current sound I got for the spar. Oh. Yeah, it might help if I have ammo. When audio sound modding, it's always the volume. Direct messages. I believe so. Maybe. You can put it in a Google Drive and then send me a link to it or something. Easiest way I can think of. you really need to know how I did this bar. Okay, well, that's kind of simple. Oh, yeah, it works too. I don't want to send it publicly. Uh, um, eh. I mean, it's that section, I guess, but I'm taking the guess that the hi-fi or chamber sound might be more dominant in that section. Um, I mean, it's hard to tell because I mean, this is kind of how I had mine set up for spar, because this would be the chamber, and that'd be the core, secondary core sound, and then a bass level. Was it all one file, or is there multiple different little files together? Because I don't know how to fix it a little bit, but I mean, just to give a little demonstration, this is kind of how I know how to set a basic gun for stuff for Battlefield, so for some reason it's the 10th file in the list. Does that. This would be like a meadow sound. I mean, that's how I'm familiar with some stuff, but I mean, was it that complex for your files? I mean that at the current state, I would say it would probably be this section. I mean, let's just do a little test, I guess. Come on, Control I, Control I, delete. Is that what you want? I mean, Control I is what you use this, how to stretch that out? You mean zoom it? Control, or left control scroll. It just zooms in right where your mouse is. Oh, crap. I'm looking at the wrong file. Oh, boy. Yeah, that could explain a little bit. I mean, um, it looks like it's baked in pretty well. There's not really any way to get it out. As far as I'm aware, I don't know of any way to get it out. Boy, and just to explain a little bit more details. So you got your open field. So that would be a meadow tail. So go to your town. What would that be called? I forget. House tails. Okay. And with jsrs, there's also going to be indoor tails. As well as woods. questions, I guess. Just no one asks. I'm happy to help. No problem. If anyone leaves any comments ever in the comment section of a video, I guess I'll answer it. But I mean, yeah, ask whenever.